You're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Green Bay Packers content. Created for the fans by the fans. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know whenever we go live. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Packers_access. Go Pack Go. Enjoy the show.
What's up, guys? Welcome into the Packers Total Access post-game show. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Email us, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. You can text us, 865-658-5824. Join alongside Tim in Green Bay. We got Emilio in Tennessee here to talk about the Packers' loss to the Detroit Lions in Motown, 34-31, as the Detroit Lions kick a game-winning field goal as time expires. This is going to be a wild one. I'll go ahead and tell you right now. There's not going to be any moral high ground to stand on and go, well, it could have went this way. It could have been that way. You've probably never seen me in this kind of shape. It's going to get hot in here tonight. I promise you that. And we're going to hit on the chat. I want to know what you guys think. But this is the first time since I've been watching football since I was 6 or 7 years old. This is honestly the first time I can look at a game and go, man, all these people talk about point shaving, they might be onto something. And I'm the guy that always cue up the conspiracy music when people talk about that stuff. But you're talking 6 or 7 penalties in this game that were fringe penalties, meaning they can go one way or the other, right? They can go it's a blatant foul. Okay, though, they're not going to call it for the Lions. And then the next thing you know, the next play. It was unbelievable. And you know what? I kind of like it, to be honest with you, because it took the refs the entire game, giving every single fringe call to the Detroit Lions, and it took them the last second on the clock to beat us by 3 points. I pray to sweet baby Jesus in heaven we see them in the playoffs.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, this team came out here and fought their ass off. They deserved to win that game, only to have the refs absolutely freaking rob them. Seth Ruder with the first super chat here says that was 100% not PI on Watson, followed by a hip drop tackle on Love. Did not get called. I hate to bring refs into it, but bad on several big plays. Seth, you're not the only one, man. And again, I know there's going to be people out there that don't want to hit on it, and it's, well, you know, you had plays you should have made and this and that. Let me just fire these away for you, rapid fire. Bang! Should have been a 15-yard penalty. What am I missing here, gang? You literally got
Zadarius Smith. Yeah, upset that he didn't get a captain.
Launching himself into the air and literally clubbing Jordan Love right in the face.
Mm-hmm. If that was Pat Mahomes, there would be a strike by the players' union, and the officials. We'd be hearing.
Oh yeah, they would have got him with a high low tip.
Oh my gosh, suspensions, everything.
Probably 3 flags on that play.
They would have called in the National Guard, no doubt. There's one. All right, let's fire away another one. You want to, shall we? Let's have some fun here.
Shall we?
Real quick. All right, here's the next one. Check this out. Can you spot the hold here, fellas? So on this play, if I remember correctly, this was the goal line play, right?
Yep.
So you can attack this one of 2 ways. You can either kind of play the line, you can play the goal line and say, okay, we're going to let them come to us and we're going to attack that way, or you can fire off a blitz. When you fire off a blitz, you better get a free runner. We didn't have a shot at a free runner because look at this guy. Look at his arms, how stretched out here. Seriously, look at this. The guy is hanging in the air and has Keyshawn Nixon by the collar.
Yeah.
No flag. What was the result of that play, guys? Remind me.
That was a touchdown. The second one for that wide receiver. Yep.
And I got to sit
fourth down, wasn't it?
What's that?
Wasn't that 3rd or 4th down?
I thought it was a 4th and 1, I believe.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was
goal. I thought.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 4th and 1 from the goal.
We just don't call them on 4th.
I got to sit here and watch Dan Campbell act all animated like they did something special in the damn locker room.
Animated?
It's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. So there's another one right here. Let's keep it going here. We got plenty of evidence. I mean, and I honestly didn't even hit on all of them. We can't show the videos. There's about 5 videos we can't show. Look at this one.
Oh, that's lined up in a neutral zone.
Can you spot that one?
Yeah.
What the hell?
We get called for that. We get called for that all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. We know that one well.
Yeah.
Bingo. So there's another one, right? And we're going to get to the chat, I promise. This one right here takes the cake. And give a shout out to who tweeted this one. I didn't actually tweet this one. It was at ToePackToe. All right. Danielle is her name. So check this one out. Hands to the face. She just did a little compilation of them all, but look at the hands to the face to Xavier McKinney. Amon-Ra
with no helmet on. I mean, at this point, the helmet's already been pushed off by hands to the face. Then he goes back, re-engages with the face.
He literally punched his helmet off, reset, and then punched him in the chin again. And then you seen Amon-Ra St. Brown at the end of the play look around like, oh, crap, where's the flag? No flag. He was surprised.
He did the exact same thing on the last route when he pushed off on Keyshawn. He was laying on the ground holding it, looking around for a flag, then gets up and starts sallying. It's like, all right, bro, we get it, dude.
It's crazy, dude. Crazy. So anyway, there's my venting. Let's see. Next super chat. Dennis Shook says, we played like trash on O in the first half. That's a fact, man. The passing game was non-existent. And they still needed St. Brown push off, 3rd and 4th. Yep. And inches conversions to win on a last-second field goal at home. At home. This Detroit Lions team is not winning the Super Bowl. I promise you that. Ain't going to happen. Because sooner or later they're going to run into Pat Mahomes if they don't run into somebody else in the NFC. And I promise you that they're not going to get those calls when they play Pat Mahomes. Let's see. Next super chat. King Tron here. Appreciate you, buddy. He says, heck of a game, but I'm so damn sick of watching teams block us from that final touch. I swear it's happened 25 times. Sick of it. Love y'all. On to
Seattle.
Got it. Love the attitude there. Tron, appreciate the super chat, buddy.
Absolutely.
And Josh Martin in the super chat. Halfley is bad. Here we go. Outside of getting turnovers, our defense is okay. We always start out slow. Myers got manhandled all game by a 4th stringer. Refs suck. I agree with a couple of
a lot to unpack there.
I'll say this about Halfley though, man. Top 10 defense, bud. Like I don't know what else we can expect there. You're 3rd in the league in takeaways, and you got a legit top 10 defense. That's taking into account scoring, rush defense, and pass defense. So as far as, like you said, with Myers did get kind of dealt with the whole night. You could see it over and over and over, especially early in the first half. I felt like that was really what was wrong with the offense was the penetration up front. Jordan was kind of running for his life. That in conjunction with that very first down pass really threw everything off that fell incomplete. But the refs, man, I can't get over it, dude. I've never felt like this after a game. It's wild. And it's not like, oh crap, this sucks. What are we going to do? It's just, is this a real thing? Is this a real, I'm genuinely asking you guys, do y'all think it's a real thing when these people talk? I know point shaving happened in the 70s and 80s. I got you. Like that's common knowledge now about the mob and all that. We know. Is this a real thing today, or am I overreacting? And be honest, because I used to be the dude that Jacob would mention it all the time. And you guys know I'd start laughing. Now I'm sitting there going, boy, oh boy.
Well,
that was rough to watch.
Sports betting has never been as big as it is right now, and it's only growing and getting bigger. So that's all I have to say about that.
A lot of hands in the cookie jar.
Yeah, a lot of money out there.
No doubt. Ooh, it was tough. So, Josh, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate you. TC fan officiating was bad, but I fear the team's fatal flaw is a lack of pass rush. Tonight with the pass rush, it did kind of – you're definitely not getting an interior push. And then, we talked all offseason, guys, about how we're going to be switching to this one-gap approach predominantly in the base 4-3. And you've seen a lot of base tonight, obviously, with them being in a lot of 12 personnel. Did you guys see the play where Carl Brooks literally right off the ball, one-gapped it, got to the quarterback, and you notice the running back just once he cleared Carl, he had nothing but space. That was Carl's gap. And that's the flaw to running a one-gap defense. If it was a 34, he's engaging in that gap and sliding 2 gaps over, and you let your backer make the play. That's the explosive aspect, the explosive vulnerability of a one-gap defense in a base, if that makes sense. So anything you guys got to add to that there about the pass rush, man? What's your all's take on the pass rush tonight?
Yeah, it was tough because we were getting that explosion in on those run stuffs. I mean, we were in the backfield half the time, it seemed like. Kenny was running. Kenny had a game. But looking at the rest of it, it's like, man, we're not getting – I mean, we had Rashawn with the 1 sack. Love that. But we didn't get enough cinch on the pocket. We didn't get enough push. I don't know. I feel like we didn't run as many stunts maybe. We brought the backers. That was kind of our bread and butter, bringing McDuffie up the middle and, trying to bring Quay and use him. But Keyshawn's got held on his blitz, or he would have been in there, and Goff got away with a couple of step ups in the pocket where Enagbare got pushed in the back and all that. So I mean, it's a little hit or miss between that.
Yeah. What about you, Tim?
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add other than the fact that you're right, we're not getting that interior pressure, and I just felt like we weren't getting away from it. Was waiting that maybe we were just going to fall back and not get lit up on some of these coverages, and instead we kept sending the dogs. It cost us a touchdown early in the game with Quay. We did a Mike fire zone blitz, something there in the red zone, and it ended up being 7 points. So I thought at times we could have dialed back the pressure and just trusted our guys to play a little D in the secondary, and we didn't. We kept sending the dogs, and they weren't getting home, or they were getting too far home, and everything's happening in front of them.
Yeah, got it. Dennis Shook with the super chat says, "I love how Clayton's dogs are as pissed as he is." Little Miss Ed have been up here with me all night long, my female shepherd. And yeah, when I get a little heated, I think she feeds on that too. She's like, "Somebody coming through the front door? Do I get to have a little snack this evening?" All right. But anyway, thank you for the super chat, Dennis. Let's go to Coach LaFleur at the podium and see what he had to say.
Whoa, somebody's tall. Obviously, extremely disappointed for our guys. I thought it was one of those games that we knew exactly how it was going to be. It was going to be a hard-fought, back-and-forth game, and that's what it was. But I thought our guys did a good job coming out the second half, kind of getting the momentum by going down, scoring a touchdown, hitting the big play to Christian, then defensively getting the takeaway and converting that into points. And but ultimately, I thought we just started, especially on the offensive side of the ball, too slow. I mean, we go punt, fumble, then we score a touchdown. So, it's only a handful of plays that separate these types of games. And like I told our team, I mean, we're going to have to earn the right to potentially come back here. And it's not going to be easy, and we got to put in the work. And but I'm confident in the resiliency of our group, and that they're going to continue to fight and push each other to get better and stay connected, because I do think we have a pretty good football team. Yeah, I mean, that's good football, right? They're a really good football team, very well coached, a lot of great players, and it's tough to come into somebody else's building. I mean, you gotta play better. So I think there are some areas that we can really look at this where we have to improve upon. Situationally, like third down, that was critical. And then not coming away with a touchdown there at the end in the red area, that was tough as well. But I think really offensively and defensively, the third and fourth down was probably the difference in the game. Yeah, he had time to throw. They ran a ton of screens today, and that really hurt us. So I'm sure there's some things that we can do differently. Things we got to look at, and they've got great playmakers, and they just try to get them the ball, and those guys can get they're yak machines. I mean, all those guys that they can get the ball to, and then they were able to get some down the field where he had the time to step up in the pocket. And Jared Goff he's an excellent quarterback. He's playing as good as anybody. Not necessarily. Maybe the one at the end of the game a little bit. But, that's how Dan has done it throughout the course of his career. And so it doesn't necessarily surprise me. But that gave us an opportunity there. We just, hats off to them. They executed and we didn't. Well, it's unfortunate, and that's what I was talking to the officials about, because there was another one. I thought that potentially our guy got picked, but they said their guy was running around. Bottom line is, if you're running a shallow cross, you got to avoid the defender, and we didn't. So that was a tough one because we weren't even trying to throw the ball to the right side. The play went off schedule, and we found Jacobs, and Jordan did a nice job. Buying time, scrambling in the pocket, and finding Josh there. But obviously, that was a tough call, and we gotta do better.
Let's take one more here.
They're a good football team that's going to challenge you, and we knew that. They're going to play a ton of man coverage, load the box. I mean, those yards that our runners were able to get today were hard-earned yards. But that's the style of play that they have, and it's tough to go against. You got to be really good, and it forces you to make a lot of plays. And fortunately for us, we had a lot of guys make plays. I thought Christian Watson made multiple plays in the game. I thought Wicks there at the end made a bunch of plays. I thought Jordan did a pretty good job all night long, and he was under duress on many of those plays as well.
All right, that was Coach LaFleur. We will go ahead and break away from that. We'll come back when we get Jordan Love up there. I'm sure he'll be up shortly. So any takeaways? Actually, Jordan's at the podium now. We'll get to it in a minute. We'll play it on a replay for you guys. But let's see. We got a super chat. Josh Martin at AFAM. I'm on the same page with you, man. He was like, man, come on, LaFleur, say it. Just say it.
Mm-hmm.
He don't want to get fined, obviously. And then he mentioned that they got away with the pick. We didn't. And obviously the play went off schedule. It wasn't even – because you got those design rubs, right? And the way they're coached to do it is you get right in their face and then you get sideways. It's enough to take the momentum away from them. You don't actually pick them. So obviously just made contact there for sure. So, but Josh Martin with the super chat, Watson's fumble was a backbreaker, killed moment, and it absolutely was. Probably if you look at the Packers, right? You look at the Packers and how they played today, and you think, okay, what were the things they did bad today? That play right there was probably the most important play. When you fumble that ball and you turn it over there, think about it. We end up losing by a field goal, right? At a minimum, you're getting a field goal on that drive.
Right.
You lose the football, you take the 3 points off the board. You probably end up with a touchdown, to be honest with you. But anyway, what's your all's take on what Matt said there? Emilio, you can go first, man.
Yeah, that Watson, the fumble was tough just because it started to feel like we were getting a little bit of a roll going. I was texting some other buddies, and they were just saying, the game wasn't looking pretty, down 10-0, and we came back, looked like we were going to start marching. And just, I love the effort to get down the field. You just got to tuck it tight. I mean, he's going to keep doing that. You saw him on the sideline afterwards. He said, yeah, I'm all right. I got you. My bad. Came out and caught the deep ball, which people say he can't do. And he absolutely cooked Carlton Davis. I mean, rerun your 40, Carlton, because that was tough, man. And besides that, I'm really happy with Watson's performance tonight.
Yeah, me too. Tim? You're muted, bro.
Muted. Sorry. I was over here cursing because Matt didn't. Sorry. No, I agree 100% with Emilio there and you guys. Scoot played a hell of a game today, and the little pick play, that's one of those things where kind of borderlines the ticky tack, right? If you're not going to call it on Detroit, then don't call it there either. Then that'd have been fine, and we'll take our tutter. And as far as the fumble, man, Jordan had one like that last season. He was scrambling on the sides, and he brought that ball up over the shoulder pad level and got it punched out. And that's just something that, Scoot will learn, lesson learned. By the way, food for thought, this is year 3 for Christian Watson. Yeah, third year. That's his first fumble. So, nothing to freak out about. It's one of those things that happen. He was trying to make a play, and you got to keep that ball low and tight and protect the football when you're out in space there. But, hey, what are you going to do?
And the same people, they'll say, well, he's dropping passes too, right? He had one drop. What was it, 2 games ago? The last game of the game before, that was his first drop of the season. So drops have not been an issue for Scoot, for sure. Exactly. I think he's playing damn good football. And for him to answer back with that, obviously the deep play there. And then you had I'm trying to think, what was the shallow cross he ran early? There was a penalty there too, was there not? You know what I'm talking about? I think it was a 3rd down. We'll have to go back and try to find on the tape. There was a shallow cross where he converted on. Never mind. No, that was the fumble. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. So he's showing good hands. He can run the underneath routes. He can obviously stretch the defense over the top. I think he's really, really stepping into his own. I know I've seen people in here talking about Romeo Doubs. If Romeo Doubs plays, it's a whole different ballgame too. I agree with that. Dobby probably makes you 2 or 3 plays in that game. That's a big difference too, right? Arguably has the best hands on the team. But like DJ Colvin says here, is Wicks getting going finally? He looked good tonight.
He did.
Strong hands catches, right?
He stepped into that role, trying to fill that void that's left with Rome not being in the game, right? We also saw Bo Melton doing some things, in a lot of the run fits too. He was doing a lot of motion and run blocking, downfield blocking, opening things up. I mean, guys stepped up to contribute, but Tay Wicks was on a run there for a while. And once we started getting the wheels turning on offense, it was fun to watch. And I'll tell you, his hands look damn good tonight. I mean, he made some tough catches tonight, and I thought he played really well.
He's a bit of a yak monster too, right?
Yeah, dude. I was just gonna say that I thought he was about to put him in on skates. In that open field. Tucker had his block on, covering his back a little bit on the block, and then he's got some elusiveness to him.
He's slippery in space, right?
Yes, absolutely. Climb the ladder. I mean, I put him back at the punt return, just give him a little bit of space kind of thing. That's how you feel, or sweep kind of thing. But yeah, brought him down. He was run blocking a lot. He was stepping into it. The only one I wasn't happy with him that I saw was when Josh Jacobs got stuck by Branch. He just missed. Late. He was trying to pinch down and just missed the block. But besides that, man, Wicks had a game.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree. Elder Grimm with the super chat says Joe Barry equals 10th best at 20.6 points per game in 2023. Hafley 10th best at 21.1 points per game after tonight this year. Look at Tim, get him a drink over there. You guys, if you guys remember us, we were the Joe Barry defenders, and we caught hell for it, right? Sooner or later, guys, listen, it was Dom Capers' fault, right? It was Mike Pettin's fault.
Yep.
It was Joe Barry's fault. And now, Hafley, and now Elder Grimm's not saying this. He's just presenting the numbers, and we appreciate it, Elder Grimm. Thank you so much. The point is, sooner or later, you got to go, maybe it's the way we're building the defense. So this is the first time you go out and you actually attack the safety position in free agency. Look at the difference that McKinney's made. Now, where are you struggling in defense? We're talking about the front four and specifically the interior pass rush, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, you have Kenny Clark, first-round pick, one of the highest-paid interior defensive linemen. You got him there, right? He's there. He's on the interior. You've got Devontae Wyatt, first-round pick, right? You've got Lucas Van Ness out on the edge, first-round pick. You got Rashawn Gary, first-round pick. All these resources keep getting put in to building this defense. Stretch back with Gary, whatever it was. I don't even know how many years he's been in the league now, all the way up till current day, LVN last year. And you're still not kind of breaking into that top 5, top 3 defense because your front just isn't good enough. It's time that this front office takes a step back and goes, all right, we really need to reevaluate how we're trying to build this defensive front. And that's, again, this is what we said last year, because last year the argument was it was Dom Capers. Then it's Mike Pettin. Now it's Joe Barry's fault. It's like sooner or later you got to get to the point and go, okay, maybe it's something else that needs to be tweaked. I'm not down on Jeff Hafley. I think Jeff Hafley's done a hell of a job. But I also thought Joe Barry last year, judging by the numbers, did a pretty good job. And there's aspects of the defense that's definitely improved this year with Hafley at the helm. I am much happier with Hafley as defensive coordinator than I am Barry last year. But at the same time, and sooner or later, you got to kind of step back and go, okay, why do the Eagles have such a good front, right? Like, look at who they're drafting. Look at how they're drafting, right? But go ahead, Amelia.
Joe Barry was in year what in 2023?
Third.
With the Packers' third year. Yeah.
Well, I mean, give Hafley 3 years and let's see where we're at. I mean, I'm not mad with the dude with what he's done with the defense. I just kind of wish that, Goff, all he threw was curl routes, screens, and in breakers. So, I mean, once he threw the one corner route to Jamison Williams or whatever, and we were in like a cover 2, it looked like. So McKinney was trying to get over and he just didn't get there. But let's force him to try to go outside. I'm not mad at the defense. I can't be. I was happy the way they stuck the run. They were coming downhill. Everyone was filling. Zane Anderson got that stick. Quay missed 1 or 2. We were in the backfield all the time. It's just we weren't getting laterally enough to get our hands on them. Like they were talking the one time, our defense was staying on their feet. Definitely, we cinched it a couple times, but I think we needed more of it.
Yep.
Yeah, and looking at their rushing game here, Tim, 34 carries for 111 yards and 1 touchdown. They had a long of 20. I think that 20 was actually when Carl Brooks busted through
Yeah.
that one gap approach there. So, if you told me going into this game, hey, look, you're going to hold them to 111 yards on 34 carries, I'd like our chances of winning this ball game. I really would.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Goff, you got to give credit where credit's due. Outside of the interception, he played pretty good football tonight, man. He stood in the pocket, stood tall, but then again, he had a lot of time to do it too, right?
Yep.
So, all right, let's see. Next super chat, we got King Tron in the house. Appreciate you, buddy. He says, "Is it true Goff's knee down kills the play at the end?" Do you guys know what he's talking about there?
Like when he went to hand the ball off on that 4th and 1 and his knee touchdown.
No,
but like the guy can go and take a knee and he loses a yard, keeps the clock going, kills the play.
It's interesting. We'd have to check the rule on that, right?
I know they were talking college, he'd be down.
Right. So in the NFL, he'd have to be contacted. So if a defender made contact, even if they touched him on his pinky toe and his knee was down, then he'd be down. The play would be
But then
dead.
you also think when he takes a knee on a quarterback knee, you still lose a yard and the clock keeps going. I mean,
yeah, but isn't that by formation though? That's why they go into that type of formation.
That
to
could
indicate
be
that they're doing it. So,
but then he did on the last one and kind of just like slid. It wasn't even just like he took a knee down. He like ran over to the other side because the kicker only kicks from the left hash. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what the rule is on that. That's interesting. I'm sure the NFL they probably don't know what the rule is.
They didn't know any of the rules tonight. I promise you that, boys.
Oh.
I'm thinking about doing a special edition of Chalk Talk and just show the blown calls. Just we could do a 2-hour show on that.
Yeah.
But to answer Tron's question, I'm not 100% sure. What I've always thought the rule was, though, and again, we need to look at the rule book. I always thought that if a player goes down, if he slips, he falls, whether it's the quarterback or anyone, they're not down until they're touched. But if you intentionally go down on a knee, then you're giving yourself up. You are down right there.
Gotcha.
It used to be even if you went down, you still had to be touched. But they changed the rule because players were sliding and getting extra yards after sliding. They're going, no, if we're going to honor the fact that you're giving yourself up where no one can hit you,
where you're down. Yeah.
You're down right there. So to me, I don't think that should have killed the play there, but I'm not 100% sure, man. So thank you for the super chat, buddy. Daniel in the chat here with the super chat says defense is physical. At least it takes all 4 downs. That's the frustrating part, right? Like Tim, I seen your tweet and I know Dan Campbell gave us a touchdown basically, right? Because he went for it on his side of the field.
Yeah, he finally got a little greedy there towards the end, but I don't even know if it's greedy. I think it's just Dan Campbell football. That's how he plays. That guy probably got a ton of speeding tickets when he got his driver's license when he was a kid. He was probably just pedal to the metal all the time, 100 miles an hour. And, that's that team and that's how they roll. And sometimes those things happen, right? You don't convert and, you give us excellent field position. I mean, that's like Madden level field position on a turnover. You don't really see that turning it over on downs like that very often in your own territory. So that was kind of a gift there, I think, of just him being, aggressive. That's his style. So, and we saw it at the end of the game, right? That's how they won the game, right? They're like, no, we're not going to kick this field goal now. We'll go ahead and get this. We'll push it and keep the clock running, get even closer. So, you got to respect it, but you also got to be aware of it. It can bite you in the rear end in the long run. And today it helped them more than it hurt them, though. So that's why they got the win. Yeah.
I do like what he says here, Emilio. Like defense, you do feel like that, right? Like if they're like a normal team and they punt on 4th down, like any other team normally does, then your defense looks a lot better. Them converting on were they 5 of 6 or 4 of 5 on 4th downs? You're muted, bro.
Yep.
Wow, I've been muted for a minute. Yeah, so 4 for 5. But so like I'm happy with the defense because of that super chat. They were playing physical. I was jumping up like some of those hits. Kenny stuck a dude. Like there were a couple of absolute thumps.
Quay saved a touchdown in the red zone there.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, come with the thunder, come with the heat. We're playing a physical game. Let's do it. And the fact that they were all those 4th downs were basically like 4th and 1, 2, or 3. 2 of them were quarterback sneaks that were just okay. They did it. And then also we had that. There was that stuff. I mean, the defense is coming together. Yeah, it didn't happen. All right, cool, whatever. But it's a regular season game against a division opponent in their own building. The crowd was loud, definitely. But I think that when we get into the playoffs, when we see them in the playoffs, it's going to be a different story. I think the tone is going to be, we came out there, they're hitting Tucker Kraft, jumping up, flipping up. I mean, everybody was thumping. It was a tough fought game. We knew they were going to score points. We knew we were going to score points. We figured 24. I said 40 to 20 for Packers. I mean, we still ended up with 60 points. It was just split down the middle. So that's why I'm not mad at the defense. I think Hafley's going to tone it in a little bit, but they were playing with thunder, and that's what I wanted to see.
Yeah. Yeah, and when it comes to the fourth down, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but what's that?
Appreciate it, Eric.
Oh, I thought you said I was muted.
No.
I was looking at another screen. What did Eric say?
Nothing. He said the defense coming together. They gave up 34. They stink.
Okay. When it comes to the fourth down, I want to ask you guys this question since this got posted here in the super chat. When a team goes for it on fourth down, do you get excited or frustrated? You understand what I'm asking?
Like when we have the ball and we go for it, you're saying?
No. When they've got the ball, you're on defense, and they decide to go for it on fourth down, what's your reaction?
Oh, I get fired the F up.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm fired up, man. Bring it.
Emilio, how do you feel?
Definitely fired up. Definitely
I'm
fired up.
totally the opposite. I'm like, these boy, it drives me crazy.
That's this new era of the NFL, right, Clay? That's commonplace now, and it's not just Dan Campbell and the Lions doing it. You see that more often in the league across the board, I think, right now. And I'm a big fan of it when we have the ball and we do it when we're deep in enemy territory and we're knocking on the door of the red zone, maybe. I don't advise doing that on your own 30-yard line. Probably not a good look for you in the long run. But no, I'm fired up when we're on defense, man. It's a chance to prove, your muscle, right? Flex your muscle and prove that, you can. It's a turnover. It's creating a turnover. You're making them turn it over on downs. That's a big play. And I love defensive football, so I'm always hyped for that, Clay. Don't be frustrated. Enjoy it. You got to enjoy it.
I hate it, man. I absolutely hate it. Because I feel like old school approach in the era I grew up in watching football, like learning the game, was like you get that third down stop, everybody's heck yeah, dude, mission accomplished. Let's go to the sideline, and then it's all right. Let's go for it on fourth down, like you. But again, it bit Campbell in the ass tonight, man. No doubt about it, man. Turned it right into points too, which was awesome to see. But Daniel, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. TC fan says, would have been nice to see Cooper DeJean in the secondary. It's cool though. We got a swing tackle instead. Listen, TC fan, you are not the only person upset about that.
We haven't really seen that swing tackle though this year that we got. We could probably use one right now.
Would be nice, but Cooper DeJean is looking like he's the real deal. Top 5 corner in the league. I don't know if you guys are keeping up with him, but man, I don't know what to say, man, other than TC fan, you're not the only one, buddy. There's many, many people that agree with you. I've seen that all over the old Twitterverse for sure. Let's see here. Eldegrim, Saleh versus Hafley. Who you taking? LOL. Listen, this is going to be a thing. As we get to the end of the season, and we know Saleh and Matt LaFleur have always wanted to work together, at the uppermost positions in coaching a football team. When you get to the end of this year, there's going to be a decision to be made because people are going to come. Saleh will have a defensive coordinator job, no doubt about it. He will have a DC job, right? There were many people saying that Jeff Hafley might be up for a head coaching job, depending on how well of a job he does with this defense and him having him in the top 10. Obviously, the takeaways are a big thing. Someone might try to interview him for a head coaching job. End of the season's here. I'm going to ask you guys, who are you taking? That's what Eldegrim's asking. You got to make a decision. Robert Saleh walks somewhere else and is the DC, or Hafley walks somewhere else in the DC? Who are you keeping? That's a tough question, isn't it?
I can't even answer that without knowing. If Hafley's interviewing for jobs, then yeah, give me Bob Saleh. But if Hafley's cooking this year, and we feel good about where we're going, I don't know if I want to, make a move just yet. I'm kind of with Emilio, give him 2-3 seasons here, let him really build a defense. Let's get another draft under our belt and, take it from there. But that's not to take anything away from, Coach Saleh at all, obviously.
Right.
Yes. And you'd hate to see him leave and get a job as a DC somewhere else, which is definitely going to happen. So it may be a tough call. I don't even want to answer it.
Yeah.
Respect both of them as
don't either.
coordinators. For sure.
Well, I'll ask the chat like if you want Hafley, and also like if you want Saleh, and then we'll count up how many we get.
I don't know how many likes we have.
But no, obviously, let's keep Hafley. You got to give him. I mean, the fact that everybody wants something to change in the next 5 seconds it's not going to happen, right? Let Hafley figure it out. Let him get through. He hasn't even gotten to a playoff game. What's going to happen then? Saleh, I would love to have him, but they're going to be, I'm sure, looking at him as a head coach somewhere else. I'm sure other teams are going to be eyeing him. I like him. Matt keeps, putting his foot down that he's on the offensive side, giving him different pointers. And we saw that stalk route last 2 games ago or whatever, where Christian Watson stalked the back or got up and out.
Jay Reed did it the last game too.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So maybe we need something like that. If Hafley just wants to chill out and doesn't want a head, coaching job, keep him as an assistant. Or I'm sorry, if Saleh doesn't want to, keep him as an assistant up there with the O and be done with it. I mean, just let Hafley go for a year or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. And again, I think the question is poised as you got to make a decision between the two. One's going somewhere else. So
then I'd still have to take Hafley.
You take Hafley. It's tough, man. Everything in me wants to say Saleh. Saleh's had more success as a defensive coordinator and more success as a head coach in terms of how his defense has performed than Hafley's has. But at the same time, Saleh hasn't had to coach how we build defensive rosters, right? So you never really know. I don't think it would get worse. I do think there's a chance it would get better. But with that being said, I really like the job Hafley's done. I really do.
But if it were to be Saleh, wouldn't we have to build it a little bit more for him? Or are we building the same?
That's the thing. That's the same exact defense he ran. So the answer is actually yes. Emilio, you would have to build it different.
Right.
But we should be building the damn thing different right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's like we're still approaching it the same way we always have, where, man, in the first round, this guy right here, here's a guy that he's this ball of clay. And he's got the most upside, but it's the same. It's like, okay. So you're basically what you're saying is he's not good at the football right now, but we can make him good at the football, right?
Yep.
So, and that's not geared toward anyone, specific. It's just you guys know how we treat the first round. They go for the athletic freaks. They always do that, right? So Hardy the Prophet, good to see you, buddy. He said been a member for 2 months. He said refs are absolute garbage. It's okay though. They won't beat us 3 times in 1 year. See y'all in the NFC Championship game. I love that energy. Love that energy, Hardy. And again, I'm coming away from this game encouraged. I'm not at all coming away from this game going, oh, crap, man. What are we going to do this? It's frustrating to see those guys, like you were talking about, Kenny Clark chasing down that play from behind on the run, right?
Yeah.
Seeing Quay, making play after play. Rashawn Gary getting the sack, and he, who was it? He double teamed up with it might have been McDuffie. I had it in there. It was a run stuff inside the 5 where they just annihilated the running back. You just see the guys playing their ass off. It was actually Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary on that stuff. Only to have every single fringe call go in the favor of the Detroit Lions is just, to me, it's just so frustrating because I listen, I tip my cap to Matt LaFleur, how he handled the presser. That was all class, right? And he's going to use this as teaching. He's going to go back and get the utmost out of, 110% out of his players for sure, based off of, what you can build off of here. Mike Hebring with the super chat said, can we get Joe Barry back? Mike, wasn't you the one calling for Joe Barry to be gone last year, sir? Wasn't that you, sir? I appreciate the super chat too. We know he's joking, but I'm almost positive Mike Hebring was not a Joe Barry fan. But
right.
That is
he
my
really not be a Hafley fan then if he wants Joe back.
There you go. That is my favorite thing to tweet out, though. When things do go wrong, I just go fire Joe Barry every time. That's what I put out there in the world, in the universe. So let's go through the box score real quick. Jordan Love finished the day 12 of 20, 206 with a touchdown, no interception. Protected the football, man. Done a great job there. I haven't tallied up the important numbers here, so I'll get your take on this box score here in a second, and I'll tally those up. Josh Jacobs, 18 carries for 66 yards, hit pay dirt 3 times with 3 touchdowns. Jordan Love ran the ball 4 times for 23 yards. I thought he played gutsy, had a couple of really good scrambles there. Emmanuel Wilson, 1 carry for 7 yards. Chris Brooks, 1 carry for 3 yards. In the receiving game, Christian Watson, look at this, boys, 4 catches, 114 yards with a long of 59 on 7 targets. Dontavion Wicks, 4 catches for 49 yards on 5 targets. He had a long of 26. Tucker Kraft had himself a game. 3 catches for 41 yards and a touchdown, long of 21, 5 targets. And Ben Sims had that 1 grab for 2 yards. Obviously, Christian Watson had the fumble loss. That's a tough break there, how that transpired. Offensively, you guys got any comments? What did you think of Jordan Love and how he played tonight? Did you feel like if we're going to go on a run in the playoffs, you got to get more out of him? Did you feel like he handled the game well? What do you guys say?
I thought he played pretty gutsy. I think that's a good way to describe it. We kept him clean in, certain sections of the game, and certain times that pocket was collapsing, and he was able to step up, extend some plays, and get some throws off. I think we got enough to go on a run with him. I really do. You talk about getting more. I think he has at least one more touchdown pass. I think Tay Wicks definitely deserved a touchdown on that bogus call we had on Watson. I don't know. Maybe there's another tutter in that column. He didn't throw a pick today. That's good. And when he was throwing away, he was playing it safer. He didn't leave anything dangerous today when he was trying to get rid of it under pressure. Mm-hmm. So I thought he played smarter. And yeah, I think he did. He played pretty gutsy today. So I'm happy with our quarterback. It was a tough game in a tough environment against a tough team, and I thought he answered the call. And, like you said earlier in the pregame, Clayton, like Jordan is not a guy that's phased at all by anything, really. It doesn't seem like it. He's a young dude and he's been through a lot in his life already. So I don't think anything the opposing team's defense is going to throw at him is going to knock him off of his game or rattle him in any way. So it's just a matter of time before we start hitting on some of these explosives and we get more yards and more points up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was he didn't have that critical mistake, that we've had previously or we've had in big games before. There wasn't a critical mistake. He took a couple of shots and just kept on churning, like Tim was saying, doesn't show too much emotion there, doesn't get too high, too low, even keel, keep it moving. Obviously, we want to see a little bit more out of him. I was hoping, break 250, keep moving. The first half wasn't great. I think that us not scoring in the first quarter really set us back. Looking at the score overall, the Lions always score a lot in the second and third, and we started, ramping it up second and third, which is huge. Like you were talking, I'm sure we'll hit the middle eight, Clayton, but that first quarter going in there with a goose egg does not help. That's something that we definitely need to get hammered out. But I think that Matt and, the red zone was doing better this time. But yeah, no, Jordan Love need a little bit more from him, but not mad at all with the performance. Took some hits.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tim.
No, I was just going to say he did. He took a lot of hits. And, I'm a big believer that, if we're going to protect quarterbacks in this league, we got to protect them all, right? I mean, if you're going to just let a guy get smacked in the face and, hit high, hit low, late wrap-ups, late follow-through, slams to the ground after the ball's released, no flag. And then, you got a handful of quarterbacks that you can't even sneeze on in this league. And, it's 15 yards. So we'd like to see some more consistency. But I say that to say this. There's also a point when your O-line needs to get together and say, hey, nobody touches our quarterback anymore. Yeah. And, if you can't get there, you're not going to commit a foul because you're not touching them. You're not touching our quarterback. And we know how deadly Jordan is from a clean pocket. And I think we just need to be a little more consistent in doing that. The pass pro looked a little shaky today, which is something we don't normally see from this group. Jordan had to squeeze out of pressure numerous times, and there were a few times he couldn't, and he took those hits.
Yeah, and I mean that's it, Tim. The O-line, is that something that Matt needs to tell Jordan, or is that something that Jordan needs to call? I mean, I didn't see a lot of max protect, like keep tight end in and the back. I know that we kept the back in a couple times. We chipped
a lot of that, right? A lot of bring the back in, but then what did we do? You're right. What did we do with the protection at the line?
Yep, and I think they really wanted Tucker out in the routes, which I love to see, but I think also sometimes we got to be ready for them. If we're already if we know we're passing third down, what's your best three-man route concept, Matt? What can we do a flood concept to a side, get a high-low read and work them like that? Get us something just to try to work around. I mean, if it happened once, all right, cool. Happened twice, all right, let's let's look at it. And by the third time, Matt's got to be able to say, all right, if they're coming with that much heat, Jordan, go into max. Let's run this 3-man route and try to get this first. To give him another second, then a late leak, I'd be fine with.
Yeah. Mike Hebring with Super Chat says, can't give up 32 completions and expect to win. Yeah, the 32 completions, man, Jared Goff was he's picking them apart. There's no two ways about it. And you could tell that the game plan was shut down their run and make them beat us with the pass. You just can't have it both ways. That's the thing, right? We can't be one game, hey, we really need to stop the run, and then you put all the resources into stopping the run. Well, obviously it's going to make you vulnerable on the other side. That's just the way it works, right? It's like going back to the Joe Barry talk. The Joe Barry defense was too high pre-snap shell, right? Now, there's pros and cons to that. The pros are you take away the immediate shot plays and you deter quarterbacks from going down the field with explosives and make them deke and dunk you underneath. The narrative all last year was this defense is soft. We're playing too soft. We're playing too soft, right? Well, now we're playing aggressive, and you're giving up 32 completions a game, right? And not every game, but tonight you didn't see too high shell, right? You noticed that the dig was – you know why the dig was there? Because we would get creative with fire zone blitzes, and we would also run some Tampa. I remember one time it wasn't Tampa. It was actually cover one man where – remember last year, too, everybody wanted man coverage.
Yep.
There were 2 or 3 different deep digs in this game that were third downs. You got torched because you're in cover one man. And you go, Clayton, well, why don't they just play to the inside? With cover one man, the way it works, if you're going to get aggressive up front, you got that deep post safety, and the corners have to play with outside leverage. You have to. You're funneling everything to the middle. You're saying, we'll give you the dig here. That's what you're saying in cover one man. So there's no perfect defense that takes the inside dig away while taking the outside corner away, while taking the hitch, while taking the curl. There's no defense that exists like that.
Now, we gave Miami the dig last week. That was what they were cutting us up with last week.
They were walking the Tampa out, right, and hammering the dig.
Yep. And the half of those, I would say 10 of those passes are probably screens of those 32 completions. Mm-hmm. So am I mad at 32? Yeah, but I mean, half of them were screens. 5 to 6 of them were curl routes, 5 yards up the field, and then 6, 7 digs, and then he made a couple of nice throws. I'll give it to him, but you get him a little flustered, man. He threw that ball right into Key's hands. I thought he was about to take it to the house, but that's something Goff's going to do. I don't know.
I know I didn't get frustrated over the screen passes. I've seen a lot of people online getting frustrated. Like, do we not know how to stop a screen? Do you know why the screens were working? They were play action screens. Mm-hmm. And again, what was our game plan? Stop the run. Play action, you're focused on your run gaps. You're focusing on the running back. Oh, crap, it's play action pass. So now you get upfield to the quarterback, and here comes the screen out the backside. It was all day long they ran play action screen, meaning they would fake it to the running back and then work him in the second window on the screen pass. It wasn't just a traditional slip screen, read it, screen, go, right? It was they're running, no, they're passing, crap, it's a screen. And you got to tip your cap to Ben Johnson, man. He caught a hell of a game for sure. But agree with you, Mike. 32 completions, man. That's a tough number to look at, buddy. Tough number to look at. Again, we pretty much shut their run down for the most part. Jahmyr Gibbs, 15 carries for 43 yards. He was, I think, was he averaging over 6 yards a carry coming into this game? So you did a good job shutting him down on the day for the most part. Now let's go to the defensive side of the ball real quick. Isaiah McDuffie, 15 tackles, 4 solo. Seemed to be around the ball all day. Quay had 10 tackles, 6 solo, and 1 tackle for a loss. Keyshawn Nixon, 10 tackles, 3 solo, and he had the interception, which was just absolutely electric, man. When he jumped that route, that was awesome. So Keyshawn probably gets defensive player of the game on the Packers side, I would imagine. Kenny Clark, 8 tackles, 5 solo, 1 for a loss. Let's see, Kobe Wooden, to me, I don't know how many snaps he played, but he looked pretty solid too. Kobe Wooden at times.
Yeah.
4 tackles, 3 solo, 1 tackle for a loss there. Zane Anderson, boy, we know he's a real person now, don't we? Tim, you're muted.
You see that sub? Absolutely cut Montgomery's legs out because Montgomery did it 2 plays earlier to Isaiah McDuffie on a block. I mean,
Zane Anderson, yeah, that dude is definitely real.
He's real legit.
Person. He was flying around, man. He was playing with reckless abandon. I love it.
You see Hafley bring him on some blitzes too?
Yeah. That's kind of his thing, though. You know what I mean? Because he's like this aggressive special teams tackler.
I mean, hell, you lose your 2 rookie phenom safeties, man. You know, you lose your slack guy, you lose your other safety. yeah, let Zane go out there and cook, right? Hafley was just dialing him up at that point. Why not? You know, got a few rounds left. Might as well use them, right?
Absolutely. Rashawn Gary, 3 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss. Had that in goal line stand there, like I said, with Kenny Clark as well. I think they ended up scoring a couple plays later, but that one play on second down, I was fired up for Kenny and Gary on that play for sure.
Mhm.
I want to show you guys one more thing. Anything else you guys want to see with the box score? We good there? All right. So you
Kicker
remember
talk?
what's that?
Kicker talk?
No kicker talk. Let's see super chat. No kicker talk. It feels like it was a couple of lifetimes ago when we were.
I know, right? That's crazy.
We're spoiled now.
Oh yeah, no doubt. We ain't got to worry about it, man. We're good, right?
Yeah.
Knock on wood, of course. So you guys remember Kirby Joseph running that mouth, right? And we talk about him being one of the dirtiest players in the league, and he's mouthing back and forth with Tucker Kraft. Look at this. Boy, he wanted nothing. He wanted none of Tucker Kraft. He was diving straight at the old ACL here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Dirty and
That's
terrible.
a real good form right there.
Hey kids, how not to play football 101.
Blow that up and put that in every high school across the country right there.
what's funny too is if you watch the replay on it, Tucker jumps out of the way and Kirby goes freaking flying like 7 yards down the field, sliding on his back. So yeah, talk a big game, and then of course when it comes time to stick your face into Tucker Kraft's face, you don't want none of that smoke, do you?
Nope.
Don't want it. So Mike Hebring with the super chat. Oh no, that's the one we already hit. Sorry about that. Here it is. Dennis Shook with the super chat. Last time we did K Talk, Jacob still loved us. What are we talking? Oh, Kicker Talk. Listen, Jacob is good. Okay, talked to Jacob about a week ago. He's good. He's just taking care of some stuff. He'll be back sooner or later. But he's good to go, man. Everything's good with Jacob. I see a lot of people asking, and what I don't want to do is bother him because he's taking care of stuff right now. And I don't want to try to put any pressure on him. Like, hey, man, come back and talk ball because he's got more important stuff going on right now. But, Dennis, I'll make sure that I text him and let him know that you've been asking about
But before the comma, the Kicker Talk, yeah, make money, man.
Quit trying to go back to Kicker Talk.
Let's see. What was McManus today? We'll do it once here.
Was he 2 for 2? And how many extra points?
1 for 1 on field goals. It was a 32-yarder and 4 for 4 on extra points. So
here's the guy.
7 points. Yeah. And by the way, Daniel Whelan just continues to bomb that thing. 3 punts, 2 of them inside the 20-yard line.
Another one was on the 21 too.
Yeah, and we're spoiled, right? It's we're spoiled with punter too. We might have the best punter in the NFL. And that certainly kept us in the game, especially early on when we were shaky on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Thank you for the super chat, Dennis. Appreciate you, buddy. Anything else you guys want to hit on, man? Anything at all?
Amon-Ra St. Brown. What an incredibly irrelevant performance from him today. So just wanted to say that because
funny you mentioned
he likes to run his mouth a lot too, and wear cute little T-shirts and stuff that 15-year-olds do, that kind of thing.
King Tron actually was just thinking the same thing. I never had a problem with the Lions, but now that they're relevant, they talk more stuff than the Legion of Boom. St. Brown is a damn bum using Arcelli.
Yeah.
He caught 1 first down and he used it.
Yeah.
And
but I appreciate them now.
Got away with one hell of a push off too.
Oh, on every play, I'm sure Laporta on that. Did you hear who was it? Stokes talking smack to Laporta because Laporta pushed off on him on that third down curl, hit him right in the chest. I'm sure Stokes goes, "Oh, even with the push off, you can't catch the ball, man." And he just put his head down, walk back to the huddle.
Yeah, bro. Right down to the wire too. That Amon-Ra St. Brown catch he had on Keyshawn. Like it's mid play and Keyshawn's looking at the official like, did you not see him sprint 8 yards down the field? Push me with both hands in the chest, and then run a dig.
Open.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Then they come back. Amon-Ra's such a great receiver. I mean, he's just working his tail off all game long, man.
Yeah,
unreal.
I love this right here. Dennis Shook said, Chewy Clayton said Jacob has more important things than PTA. That is simply untrue.
Heard it from a fan right here. You heard it from a fan right here.
Keep it looping, Tim. Just keep it right. Professor Cake says they're going to call it Jacob Gate. All right. So we got a conspiracy going on here. Dennis Shook says he doesn't love us anymore. Professor Cake says it should be called Beard Gate. All right. There you go. So, yeah, he'll be back, man. I look forward to the day he comes back too, man. So Jacob, I've said this 1,000 times, man. Jacob's like that that dog, man, that old dog that, man, he'll disappear for 6 months. Then one day you come home from the grocery store and he's sitting on the front porch. It's like, what's up, man? Where you
Happy
been?
as a possum in a dumpster.
Antoine in the chat says, one positive tonight, red zone offense was much improved and efficient. And let's remember, this is the youngest team in the league, and it shows. Future's bright. Hey,
we needed that red zone to be better. We needed it, or else we weren't going to be going anywhere.
Yeah, I love that energy too, Antoine. Really do, man. We forget that they're the youngest team in the league all the time, and I'm not saying it's an excuse, but it is a real thing. It is, and I think it's a team that's still overachieving. Again, boys, that the Lions. People are saying the Lions are the best team in the league. They're saying hands down they're better than the Chiefs. Right, that was all the talk going in this week. Now all of a sudden they play Green Bay, and it's they're really banged up. They got this, they might drop one to the Packers, take it down to the wire. You scored 31 points on that defense, and like I said, it took a field goal with no time left on the clock to beat you. So,
and just add to this, Professor Cakes, Lions had 31 more plays than us and only won by 3.
Think about that.
And we're still getting on the defense for giving up 34. With 30 extra plays. I get it. They gave up 34. I do. But I'm just saying they played hard. They played strong this game.
Yeah. Yep. I see everybody keeps mentioning Sad Cowboy. Who's Sad Cowboy?
Sad Cowboy emoji.
Gotcha. Lost a fan today. Why are you talking about St. Brown? Okay, let's go ahead and handle this real quick. All right. Is it all right with you boys? Let's
yeah.
Go. Sad Cowboy emoji says, I think this show has lost a fan today. Why are you talking about St. Brown? We lost. Why can't we take responsibility? Well, who is we, bro?
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? How do you want me to take responsibility? If you're asking me, let's be real here for a second, all right? If you're asking me to take an hour out of my life and get on a podcast and talk ball amongst friends in the chat, I don't consider Emilio a friend, but
no, definitely.
Emilio, Tim, right? If you think I'm going to get on here for an hour and do like other podcasters do and stand on my soapbox and pretend like, this coaching staff, let me tell you, they just don't get it. They just don't understand. This Brian Gutekunst, maybe someday he'll get on my level of evaluating talent. Bro, ain't going to happen. Sorry, ain't going to happen here. So if you mean we lost the fan as you, don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you. Okay, good on that.
I don't want to pat you on the butt and you poop my hand. So
appreciate you swinging through on your way out.
Perfect drop, Tim.
What does he need to do on the way out, Emilio?
What's the shape of Italy, Sad Cowboy?
Hit that like button.
Yeah,
hit the like button.
Right on your way out, hit that like button.
Oh, Bates.
And then, as we lose a fan, Bates drops a 50 burger here and says with the super chat, win or lose, I appreciate y'all. Best Packer content.
There's that 50 burger I was asking for. That a boy, Bates. We didn't get it on the field, but we got it in the chat.
Yeah, Bates with the 50 burger. Nice.
And we're about to spin it for him too. Come on now, Bates,
nice.
You're the man.
And Bates. Supplying the giveaway for tonight too. That's incredible.
Watch sad cowboy emoji win the card tonight.
Oh,
that'd be great.
And he wouldn't even know too, because he already bounced.
Yeah, Bates, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate
you.
Super chat. And Greg Rice absolutely loved the drop there. Sit your butt outside.
Sit your butt outside.
All right, y'all ready to give away this autograph Romeo Dobbs card? We good?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
What happened? Talk to me, Emilio. What happened, man?
No, I can't even, man. Eric Sutherland is killing me, dude. Yeah, I cannot wait for my man to spin that wheel, baby, because whoever's on the pinky's got that extra, 2% chance to get it. But
how about these hands?
Sure, Eric's on the wheel.
Oh gosh. Listen, we're gonna shuffle it. All right. Eric Sutherland in the chat. Since it's rigged, tell me how many times to push this shuffle button, sir. All right.
Yeah. Give us a number.
I need a number, Eric. I know you can only count to 3, so it's got to be between 1 and 3. Let's wait on Eric to give us the lucky number here. Come on, Eric. I know you're still listening.
Yeah, he says it's rigged, but he'll never leave until he knows the answer. Like, because if he wins it, it's over. I mean,
Drew D in the chest. I can't even look at the wheel with that pink. It's pretty rough. I ain't gonna lie.
How about these hands?
He said
Oh,
99.
I'm gonna put that one on loop.
No.
Yeah,
Eric
we're not,
hasn't responded.
we're not going to shuffle at 99 times. We'll do it 9 times since Greg Rice
you.
said 99. All right. All right. So let's go 9 here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Y'all ready?
Spin it.
What is this? Professor K. So you guys think Larry cuts the pinky off?
No, he uses mittens. Definitely.
Oh my
Definitely.
God. You think what is wrong with this? This show sucks so bad, man. We try so hard.
That's terrible.
Eric
Oh,
finally
yeah.
said something. Eric said 3.
Huh? Did he say 3?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right.
We tripled it for you, Eric.
Shuffle it 3 more times, so you know it's not rigged, Eric. 1, 2, 3. All right, there you go. And I did like that he didn't go above 3. So,
Spin it.
all right, here we go, boys. Let's spin it for the autograph Romeo Dobbs card that our buddy United Bates donated. The winner is
Come on now.
going to be.
I hope I win it.
It is going to be Ryan Eckert.
Congrats, Ryan.
Congratulations.
That needs to message at Packers Total Access on Twitter or in the email and get back to him.
There you go. Ryan Eckert, you are the winner. Now we're going to spin it 2 more times in case Ryan Eckert isn't a real person. All right.
Nice.
All right. Second place, if Ryan Eckert does not come forward and claim the card, the winner is
What we got?
Rambo.
Rambo. Okay.
Rambo.
I like it.
Here's the guy.
Rambo.
That also needs to message and like this video on his way out because he needs to let Clayton know that if this guy first Ryan doesn't get it, Rambo, you're up, my man.
All right. And the third one is in case Rambo doesn't come forward too because it
I
shows
think picks up speed too. You see that thing? I think it gives it an extra boost.
The pinky throws it off balance and it just spins.
Jen
And
Wright.
right.
And right, nice.
Nice.
Jen
Jen
Wright.
Wright as well. Hit that like and just message Clayton. I know you're in here a lot, but just so we have you.
Yeah. So Ryan Eckert is the winner. If we don't hear from him, we'll give him a few days. Then it'll go to Brambo 09. If we don't hear from him, then it will go to the fan favorite, Jen Wright. All right. So thank you all so much for supporting the show. We appreciate y'all. And we'll be doing another giveaway next week for sure. So anything else you
Thank you,
guys?
Bates, again for the Romeo Dobbs card for the giveaway. That's awesome.
And Bates, thank you so much for the super chat tonight too, buddy. That's just like I said, way too kind of you, man. You're awesome.
Appreciate you, Fred.
Ed McFarley in the chat. Tough to make me laugh after a loss. Thanks, Tim, Emilio, and Clayton. Hey, man, listen, we're not going to get in here and get depressed. I would apologize for me being a little pissed off when the show started, but I'm not going to, man, because I'm telling you, I ain't never seen nothing like that my whole life, man.
You think God never farted?
It was bad. Tim was trying to talk me down, too, before the show. Like, hey, I don't think – no, shut up, Tim. I'm going in on this one, bro. This I can't stand for it. So, anyway.
I got some advice for y'all. Take 2 weeks off, then quit.
That's perfect.
Right in between those two refs. I love it.
The key statistics tonight, okay? Turnover differential, 1-1. Tied that, right? We won the middle eight. Absolutely dominated the middle eight, guys. It doesn't get any more textbook than that, right? We won it 14-7. Explosive plays, 7-5. We won that. But the first down passes, we were 2 of 5 on first down passes. So I love the low number of 5, but I'm telling you, man, we were at one point we were 0 for 3 on first down passes. That you want to know why this offense struggled? There's your answer right there, in my opinion, especially in the first half. Because you start off the game 0 for 3 on first down passes, it means you're starting 2nd and 10, 2nd and 10, 2nd and 10. And it's just a tough place to be. It really is. So I like this right here. Where was it at? Tad Samato says the pinky should point at the winner. I wish we could do that somehow. Do you guys want me to Photoshop his pinky on the arrow maybe?
Oh, now we're talking.
Something like that. That'd be
Overlay it.
Yeah.
See?
All right. This show officially sucks. Guys, listen, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. Tough loss, but at the same time, Let's see what Drew D says here. We have to play the Lions differently. Getting them to 4th and 1 is a loss, not a win. It's so true. That's what's frustrating, Drew. Like typically you get somebody to a 4th down, and it's like, all right, we won that rep. Not the case with the Lions, that's for sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if we'll do a morning show. We love doing Victory mornings on Victory Monday or Victory Friday. But boys, I'm wore out. We do 3 shows today, Tim? Is that what we did today? Yeah. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. So I might sleep in the morning with the dogs.
I'm tired, Grandpa. I don't care. Keep digging. Holes? Nobody? All right.
What?
We need to watch more movies, Clay. I need to get you on a movie kick, man. I thought.
Go ahead.
I thought we talked about this. I know you still haven't watched The Replacements, my favorite movie.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
I've seen The Replacements 500 times, man. I love The Replacements. Love The Replacements.
Just like you love all our super chatters.
That's exactly right. And that's just that's a great segue there, Emilio. Appreciate you, buddy. Let's give a shout out to Seth Reuter. Good to see you in here, buddy. Thank you for the super chat. Also, Dennis Shook with the super chat. King Trom with the super chat. Josh Martin with the super chat. TC Fan with the super chat. Dennis Shook, then Josh Martin double dipping. Eldergrim with the super chat again. King Tron again. Daniel with the super chat. TC Fan, Eldergrim, Hardy the Prophet, been a member for 2 months. Appreciate you, buddy. And Mike Hebring firing off a couple super chats there toward the end. Dennis Shook again, and then the grand finale, of course. United Bates with the big 50 burger. Listen, it doesn't matter if it's a $1 super chat or a big one like this with Bates. Please, please, please know that we appreciate you guys and gals more than you'll ever know. It's you guys make this thing work. It's awesome getting here talking ball with y'all each and every day, and we'll be back tomorrow to do it as well. So Tim, give these guys a parting drop here, man. Just something, cook up something nice for them.
For those of you listening on the pod,
hey, that'll work. Thank you for making us part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. Don't get mad over the officials like me. Go back.
and we go.
Bye, guys.